the new UAV's airbase in Cyprus, and how Israel is affected.
In this analysis, we will look at how much Israel is affected by the upgrade of airbase of Lefkonigo for unmanned aircraft in Cyprus. The issue of upgrading Lefkonigo's airbase for use for unmanned aerial vehicles in Cyprus has resurfaced with the statements of the Turkish president. What exactly is the strategic and tactical footprint of this move? To study the above question, let's see which airports are in the occupied areas at this moment. The illegal airport air count in the village of Timbu, from where the illegal flights of the Turkish and the so-called Pegasus airlines are served and is one of the illegal gateways to the occupied territories. Let us say here that this airport was built by the British during World War II for their then military needs. After the war, it was used as the headquarters of the 31st Special Forces Squadron. After the invasion, the occupying forces expanded the corridors and improved the facilities. It even took the name of Major Fehmi Khan, who was the aviation liaison of the commander of the 50th Infantry Regiment, Colonel Ibrahim Karaognaroğlu, who along with others were killed by friendly anti-tank fire on the 20th of July 1974 at Kyrenia. The small corridor, 1.3 kilometers in the occupied village of Krini, where the headquarters of the Army Air Force Command of the occupying forces are located, where Cougar and Black Hawk helicopters are stationed. The airport of Lefkonigos, which as of December 2019 is used as a base of the Turkish Navy's unmanned aerial vehicles. In fact, at that time, there were reactions from the municipality of the occupied village, which were confronted by the occupying authorities with excuses such as that the unmanned aerial vehicles that will land there will not be armed. Prior to the first landing of unmanned aerial vehicles in this airport, the pseudo administration of the occupiers had sent a request to Turkey and had approved in the pseudo parliament the use of airport by them. Until now, however, there was no permanent establishment in Lefkonigos, but individual or pairs of unmanned aerial vehicles were relocated from Dalaman Airbase. Therefore, Erdogan's announcement may signal the permanent installation of a larger number of unmanned aerial vehicles, and this justifies the additional work that will take place in the Lefkonigos airport, as the present installations are substandard and cannot serve large numbers. According to our information, the airport of Lefkonigos will be named after Inspector Erkan, while that of Timbu will be renamed Airport Fazil Küçük. Another thing that was said by the Turkish president was that there is no need to relocate aircraft fighters to Cyprus, as the airbase of Konya and Antalya are very close to the island. However, this is not the main reason for not relocating aircraft to the occupied territories. It is that of the three airports, the only one that can serve fighters is that of the Timbu. F-16 relocation in Cyprus would be a major tactical mistake, as this airport is only 7 kilometers away from the confrontation line. In other words, it is within the range of even the mortars of National Guard. This problem for Turkey and the occupying forces also applies to the other two airports, as Lefkonigo is 27 kilometers away, while Krini is 10 kilometers from a confrontation line. In addition, for anyone familiar with the occupied territory, it is easy to understand that a curved orbit fire from the National Guard against the three airports will be particularly targeted as the ground is flat. We must emphasize that the airspace of the occupied area belongs to the Nicosia FIR. The borders of the Nicosia FIR were set in 1959 during the period when Cyprus was under British occupation. After independence, the borders didn't change, not even with the accession of the Republic of Cyprus to ICAO on December 18, 1961, during the work of the 14th meeting of the organization in Rome. The Nicosia FIR has an area of 175,000 square kilometers, 19 times the area of the national airspace of Cyprus. The disproportionate size of the Nicosia FIR in relation to the territory of the Republic of Cyprus is due to the fact that the British had managed, due to their influence within the ICAO structures, to determine the current boundaries of the Nicosia FIR in order to control, but also the economic exploitation of flights in the wider hub of the Eastern Mediterranean. All flights to and from the three airports of the occupied areas are a violation of the Nicosia FIR. We believe that the illegal unmanned aerial vehicle flights in the Nicosia FIR are already recorded and the list is submitted where it should be. We should also say that the Turkish political aircrafts that fly within the Nicosia FIR normally pay the fees to the Republic of Cyprus, which is an indirect recognition of this and its FIR. The same applies to the airspace of the British bases. It is an airspace of Democracy of Cyprus and part of the Nicosia FIR, something that would change if the Annan plan was voted on. How Israel is affected? For the National Guard, on a regular level nothing changes. The airport continues to be within range, and in fact, in our opinion, the unmanned aerial vehicles that may act against it, it is preferable for the National Guard to take off from Lefkonikos. Because very simply, the observers of National Guard Air Force Command with binoculars will mark the unmanned aerial vehicles at the takeoff. We are not exaggerating. One must have seen the occupied territory for oneself to understand the situation. For the Republic of Cyprus, however, it is a first-class opportunity to respond to the escalation and to request the relocation of swarms of Hellenic airport jet fighters to Paphos Airbase. From this point on, Turkey has no other level of escalation. We explained why. Strategically and tactically, those affected are mainly Israel and secondarily Egypt. Most likely way for Turkey to act. In order to proceed to the assessment of the most probable way of action of Turkey from the base of Lefkonikos, it is necessary to study the following map depicting the exclusive economic zone of Israel. If we place maps 1, 2, and 3 on top of each other, we realize that there is a large area of the Israeli exclusive economic zone in which the water belongs to the Israeli economic zone but the air to the FIR Nicosia. Therefore, the most probable way for Turkey to act is to harassment of Israeli hydrocarbon mining platforms located in the above area. The difficulty in this is that the Israeli Air Force will not be able to intercept the Turkish unmanned aerial vehicles without the approval of the Republic of Cyprus. We estimate that these actions would take place using TB2 and ANCA. there will inevitably be an anchoring of Israeli naval forces near the platforms with anti-aircraft missions. Surveillance, economic interception and electronic warfare operations using Anka-I on the mining platforms, but also in the ports of the Tel Aviv and Haifa, as they will fly to the eastern border of FIR Nicosia. Operations targeting critical Israeli targets north of the Gaza Strip using TB2 and Anka and transferring firing elements to Hamas and Hezbollah rocket launchers. Hamas and Hezbollah observation and warning operations of IDF movements using TB2 and Anka-I. Impact operations if required using TB2, Anka-B, carrying airborne bombs such as those shown in the previous images, alone or in combination with rocket attacks by Hamas and Hezbollah to saturate anti-aircraft grid of Israel. With the operational integration of Akinji, Akshungu, but already with the use of Anka-S and TB2S, they can also use the Batman Airbase and others, of course, of eastern Turkey and through Syrian and Lebanese airspace to attack from multiple directions. Of course, there is a limitation here that the strength of the Turkish satellite system have limits and can withstand a certain number of unmanned aerial vehicles guided through it. Ways of dealing with it. We believe that the most correct way to deal with it is prevention. The Turks shouldn't dare to use Lefkonikos or Timbu massively. At this stage, only one unmanned aerial vehicle from Lefkonikos is operating, which is relocated there from Dalaman Airbase. Exerting political pressure on the Ukrainian government not to transfer know-how to the powerful engines of Akinji and Akshungur. This could possibly be achieved with the conclusion of an Israel-Cyprus-Greece agreement which would provide for the relocation of Israeli and Greek aircraft to Paphos Airbase. In addition, the installation of iron domes and/or David sling systems on the territory of the Republic of Cyprus would help with the mantle. These are Cypriot systems, which installation would be accompanied by an announcement that Israeli aircraft will now defend Cypriot airspace and Nicosia FIR.